Good to have you back. If you are just joining us, this is Firecrackers, and we're just about to get started. And like I said earlier, we are talking about the labor strike and some of the misconceptions that might have arose. The report you saw earlier was one that took place on a Tuesday. That was before the labor union called off, the organized labor called off the strike on Wednesday night. So, and I have here with me in the studio, like I introduced earlier, Comrade Abdurazak Said, the General Secretary of ANAP, who would further perhaps shed light on some of the things that is going on with the organized labor. Thankfully, the strike was called off, but a lot of people thought that the going on strike in the first place had nothing to do with the economy. Rather, it seemed as if it was trying to get vendetta for what happened to Comrade Joe Ajero, that's the NLC president, when he went to Imo State to protest. So could you please give some clarification on what actually led to that strike?
Well, it is, thank you very much. You know, it is not strange to us that government always use press to misinform the public. Ajero went to Imo State on the mandate of the National Executive Council of Nigerian Labour Congress and TUC. And he never went there alone. He went there as a team, as directed by National Executive Council. After Imo, we are going to Abia. I think get me. You see, when you look at the characters of the governors in that place, you will see that
the Southeast?
Yes. The way, because the federal government gave them money, they generated, internally generated revenue, and where are this money? And they'll be thinking that we don't know. The workers are telling us that we are suffering in silence. So anyone that raises his head, then that person is gone. I don't know how a governor will say he declare those number as ghost workers. So we are not challenging Uzodinma. He should name the bank that he used to pay the workers, that he said he has been paying the workers. He has been paying the pensioners. No. This thing has been on, not political. It's economical. The survival of the workers in those states we were mentioning, I think get me. So, and as the leader of Nigerian Labour Congress and the leader of TUC, they are the one to lead. They will follow. So, it's not their own decision alone. It is the decision of all the host council, organs of the union nationwide. So, if you remember, this thing wanted to happen in Port Harcourt some time ago. But the then Governor Wike was really sense enough, he's a lawyer. Then he arranged for a meeting. Then the meeting resolved those things within 5-6 hours. But this one is so pompous. So they are very pompous that he doesn't want to call the meeting. Then we want to show him that whether you go in the midnight to go and get a court order or court injunction or not injunction, you should remember that those judicial workers also have union. They are our members. So no judge that will carry fight by himself. So all those type of injunction or not injunction is a violation of ILO convention because it's tampering on our own fundamental human right to protect ourselves. So Ajero never went there because of political something, but it's because to defend the silently suffering Imo State workers. So, what started the thing was this. We had a seamless conference where Ajero emerged. Then Comrade Waba handed over. The politicians were not happy because they thought there would be crisis like before, so that they will factionalize the labor. That one does not happen. The same seamless election supposed to hold nationwide, which was held. But the one of Imo, Uzodinma insisted that they want to impose people on us. He said, no, you can't impose people on us. You will allow the workers to elect their own people. So you cannot impose. We don't interfere in your own government. Why are you interfering in our own, this thing? That is where the problem started. Now talking because Ajero, you are my brother. Now this will not be an issue of brother. Nobody is knowing this, but we in internal, we know that this is what really started when the matter came to us at the meeting. So therefore, such thing even happen road transport workers. that some people wanted to forcefully take over this thing, and we resisted it. If it is democracy, it is in the trade union that we get democracy. Not by we cannot use the system of this political jingoism to run trade union. We said no. That is what causes the whole problem. Then he said, okay, if we don't accept his own men, then that secretariat will not function. And he has been sending his talk, recruited talks. The money that he's supposed to pay workers recruited a lot of talks. You saw them. So now, you see, there was a time, Comrade Adams Oshomole, when we were fighting government. They dragged Adams Oshomole on the wrong way at Abuja when he was coming to Lagos. They dragged him on the floor. So we wanted to react. They were apologizing. They knew that there would be problem. And that was under military, whether Obasanjo or not Obasanjo. So, but this one is a civilian. You are pretending as if you don't know. But the people that led them are the people working with you directly. They knew them. I'm happy they said they have arrested some of them. Let us see what is going to happen. But yet, until Uzodinma apologized to the Nigerians and to Ajero and to Nigerian Labour Congress, the fight just started. Frankly speaking.
And some people think that the reason people might think that there might be ulterior motive is going there very close to election period. The election was supposed to hold on 11th of November, and then they went there early, the first days of November to go to protest. Some people believe that that might, in a way, be conceived as they trying to disrupt electoral processes in the states. Like, why not wait till after the election? Why do you have to protest before the election when everything in that state might be a little bit sensitive?
No, it is not so. It's not so. If you look at the time President Bola Ahmed Tinubu gave them money for palliative, look at that period to the period we went there. They were diverting, while some governors were, using those money properly. We don't hear anything from that southeast. And this is not the first time. Okay, if you now say that because it's closer to the election, why you say it's closer? Why can't you now make use of the money given to you by the government, by the federal government, for the purpose of ameliorating the sufferings of the workers there? One. Then two, what are you doing with your internally generated revenue? Then three, the monthly, whether in a monthly allocation that they share in Abuja, where are they? What have you done with it? So you want the workers to be suffering and smiling? Anyone that raise up head that we have not been paid, if he doesn't take time, he is missing or sacked. For a governor to say how many hundreds that they are ghost workers, where is the list of the people? Then he said he has paid all his civil servants. Who is it by hand? If you pay the civil servant, through which bank? Where is the list of the people? They will continue lying, deceiving people. They thought we are fools. Look, Labour, we have MNI, we have PhD, we have lawyers, we have researchers in the Labour movement now. And you cannot just come there and deceive the workers generally. We counter it, and that is how we have been countering it. Tell me, if a president and commander-in-chief, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, felt that, yes, they set trap for him by withdrawal of that subsidy, because Buhari has told us, December, we went on strike. He said no, because there is election coming. They will provide 6 months. They are silent about all those things. They will provide subsidy for 6 months. But from that June, sorry, they don't provide. They have told us this. And when they were handing over, according to what, they were silent about what Tinubu was saying. It's there. When he saw it, he said, look, what they hand over to me, I'm seeing here that there's no provision for fuel subsidy. And so, fuel subsidy is gone. That first subsidy is gone, is what they catch up on. And they were saying Tinubu. No, it's not Tinubu. It's not Tinubu. There are some people that never even, import any fuel, and they were building mansions at the expense of Nigeria.
Okay.
So those are those things. So it is not because it's not politically, motivated at all.
Okay. Well,
it is the survival of economic survival of Imo State workers.
Now, the fact that you have mentioned a lot of things that is going on wrong
Yes.
in Imo State, and the fact that Opus Odima in a democracy was still re-elected for second term as governor, do you think that the people in the state are truly displeased with his administration?
Sorry, that election is being challenged. I don't want to go into that politics, because if you go to that politics, from what we have seen in the social media, well, it's the more you look, the less you see. But now, the more you look, the more we see. So they have challenged that election. Let us wait and see what is going to happen. But I'm thinking that if he's going up, if he's continuing like this, I'm very sorry for him. I'm very sorry for the government of that place. Because, look, that is the state that they kidnap. That is the state they will say that on Monday, don't go out. That is the state you see that people will come and be killing themselves. That you will just run to Abuja and hide. That is the state they are kidnapping. That is the state. Oh, look, the economy of that place is completely down. The citizens there, they were living there under fears. So for the fact that you are seeing crowd, people being rented, being brought from the other state, it doesn't mean that the guy is doing well. All right, he's not doing well. Labor, when you talk of labor, not only workers, he himself as host is he not collecting salary? He's a labor man. He's a staff. He's been employed and working for Nigeria as a governor. Even the president and commander-in-chief, they took salary. They are staff of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The moment they take salary, the National Assembly, the same thing. So they cannot thinking that labor just leave them, labor. But by the time of election, they will be coming and be begging us. Then because you are elected, then you want to take your step as a thing God? No, they said it is democracy, it is government of the people, by the people, and for the people. It's not government of the people for themselves. Now what we are saying is government of the people but for themselves. We said no, it is not so. Look at it. They remove fuel subsidy. Do they cut the salary and allowances of the National Assembly? No. Do they cut the salary and allowances of the president and the ministers? No. Why is it that it is the salary of the workers that you say you are giving us 35,000? Without addressing the living wage, not the national minimum wage you're talking now, the living wage, as compared to the dollar and to naira. You see, they are not sincere. And we now say, well, if something is like this, there's something I want to tell people. Let them know. When the people that are ruling cannot be able to rule the way they want, quote me, and when those people that they are ruling will not accept the way they are being run, then it is antagonistic contradiction. And the end result is revolution. The revolution can be bloody, the revolution can be peaceful. But in this country, if they don't change, if the ruling class don't change, if the politicians don't change, there will be revolution in this country, either peaceful or violent. Because the reason is that the thing is biting more harder. As the president and commander-in-chief are doing everything possible to make things easy. There are some caucus, there are some unscrupulous elements that they are supposed to be picked and jailed. They left them and they are playing and using social media to blackmail people. We are more than that. We cannot. Look at the students. See what he's doing. But some people don't like it because they were cornering money of those students. But now this man has opened up many things like that. So therefore, he told them, come and sign your service bond. Minister that never perform, we will remove them. And in minutes, we will support that.
But let's hope it happens, because in Nigeria, it seems we are very good with writing down things on paper, then the
implementation
is where
thank you. It is the implementation they carry out, they perpetrate that corruption. And the step this man is taking is checks and balancing. So for them, business as usual, that is contract inflation is no more rampant. Then you cannot just put hand in the government money IDR and without sending it to the business. So many things like that. He quietly put it in place and put the people that can hold on to our finances and control unnecessary expenses in terms of Minister of Finance, in terms of all those ministers. But he has told them again, all of them, they sign bond. If you don't perform, I will remove and change you. Yes.
Okay, all right, now, but let us go back to the issue of this strike. Since this new administration began, Labour has gone on strike quite a number of times, and then it's making people wonder, why is it that every time there is a little problem, they declare strike? Is Labour not afraid of losing relevance? Because it's as if everything they do now is just so predictable. Any small thing that you just cross your legs, cross your arms, and oh, now you go on strike. And that is usually what happens.
It is not true. Internationally, people are going on strike. I think it. And before they go on strike, there will be notice. If they don't mind them, they are just making us, maybe they are hungry, maybe they want money. You give notice of 21 days, give notice of 14 days, nothing. Give notice of 7 days, nothing. Then when you now reach, you think that we are just joking. Now we will go on strike. They say every time strike. Why can't you now? Why can't they recognize? By the time we are giving notice, the Minister of Labour is there. They have Minister of Labour. They have oversight function in the Senate and oversight function in the House of Rep. What were they doing? Before the 14 days, before the 21 days, before the 7 days expire. It's only when the Labour now say that they let us show them that Labour creates wealth. That money they were spending, it is the Labour that created it. So then they will be giving us all sorts of names. No, there's no any strike action that is politically motivated. It is economically, real economically and social irrelevant, not acceptable to the populace. It's not a labor. When we fight, the market women enjoys it. They may not be able to talk. The organizer, the mechanic, they feel it. How many times they have spent money into NEPA, into power? Where is the power today? How many times they have voted money to repair our roads? No. But they can vote money every 4 years, billions of naira to buy Prado, to buy bulletproof. To buy bulletproof vehicle. When the common worker cannot even get loan to buy bicycle. And you say you are ruling us. So that bulletproof, that Prado, is it not road you are going to take it by? Is it plain Prado? It's going to still ply the roads. Then the roads are bad. Then you say no. One of them came into television and said, look, when they asked him about this Prado, he said, you don't know the roads of this, the roads. That is why he said, the man, Sheung, he said, so you know the roads are bad. That's why you saw. What of the other people? How can you justify buying 360, then sell it, how many, 100 something, for that amount of money, and you see the roads are bad, and you didn't divert that money to repair that money, then whom are you representing? You cannot answer. That is the issue. That is why we will continue to engage the politician. That's why we will continue to face all those anti-worker, anti-populists, because people are suffering. It's not a joke. They are suffering.
Okay, but now let's look at it this way. Despite the fact that all these reasons, it's justifiable for Labour to go on strike. But Nigeria is struggling with revenue generation these days, because crude oil is not doing so well out there like it should. But now, when the organized labor declares strike, all activities is grounded, and the money the nation is supposed to make per day gets cut short. At the end of the day, is it still not the masses that bears the brunt of it all?
Thank you very much. See, let us call a spade a spade. You don't call a dog a bad name in order to kill him. You don't call trade unions, civil society organizations bad name, that they are unpatriotic, they are lawless people, they are this, that. Whereas you don't obey the law, you don't obey the court order, you don't do the things in line with our constitution, and you think we will accept you that you will be running the country the way you like. Then God has sent somebody again that wants things to be right. Some group of people are drawing it back. Then we think we will keep quiet. No. This man saw reason, agreed with us, gave money to the states. Who among them that have said this is how I think 50 million or so, I don't know, give it to all, apart from the money they are sharing every month. That is one. Then two, you see, when you go to market, the market of the wife of the senator, a rep member, minister, is the same market the poor people are going. For the fact that most of them, they don't even buy petrol in their car. Free car, free petrol, free house, free NEPA, free, everything free. But by the time election comes, it is that time those money they acquired, they'll be dishing it out. Vote for me. When they are there, they forget about the social amenities of the people. Okay? So you can never rule out politics out of trade union, or rule out trade union out of politics. For the fact that trade union, with their constitution, they elect their officers. And that is what? Is that not politics? They are saying Agero is a politics because politics is called. You can't rule it out. Because as they are electing their own, as president, senator, this and that, the same thing we are. Union leaders, we are holding election every 4 years, and we campaign. We have gone to politics. So the only thing that they said is that we don't use the workers' money to play politics of our own interest. All of us, we are all political animals. So they should not come and coin and mislead the people that we are going to politics because of is from Imo, is from this. It's not so. It's misleading. They are just treacherous. They are wicked, and we are going to meet force with force.
Okay,
with
right.
Now,
there's another thing too that I feel needs to be addressed. The federal government has always been faulted, not just the federal government even, but sometimes that they do not obey court orders. They have cases going on in court, like the one of, they would not release Emefiele despite court orders saying that it should do so. During the time of cash crunch too, when court too gave the direction that we should keep spending the old naira and the new naira side by side, people called out Buhari for disobeying court orders. Now last week, we also had a court order that tried to restrain labor from going on strike. But then they still went on strike. Is it not hypocritical when one is blaming the federal government on not doing something, then the NLC too is doing the same thing?
Thank you. When you see, excuse me, it's not true. Don't think it like that. This is how the issue is. You see, those who want equity must come with clear eye. There are a lot of court orders that the federal government has violated. If not this government, previous government, both federal and state governments. Okay. But ours is quite different. You see, when you talk of labor union, we talk of ILO, we talk of International Transport Federation, we talk of international labor organization that they have their own convention. The convention, the most popular and most vital issue is the protection of fundamental human rights. So going to court and asking court to restrain is by violating our fundamental human rights. Even the judge that gave that thing must also know from his conscience that he's trying to violate or deprive us from fundamental. That is why we went on strike. Let him jail. That court let them jail all the whole Nigerian workers for contempt. Whether they have the prison that we it is true. That is the truth. You see, you can't use court to harass us that we disobey court order when you are trying to use court to deprive us in shouting that we are dying. No, we cannot. So which court? No court in this world. I have never heard international court that they have passed law that a worker cannot go on strike. Even pilots, they go on strike in overseas. You see them when they go on strike, you see how they demonstrate. But our own is scientific. We have not mobilized people on the street. But we give notice, enough notice. They were not serious about it. They were thinking us that we are not serious. I don't mind those ones. They are hungry. They are this. So they are sponsored them. If it is APC, we will say PDP is sponsoring us. If it is PDP, they will say APC is sponsoring us. If it is Labour Party, when are we going to? Look, when are we going to come out and Labour? Now, Bele, hungry. You don't know APC, we don't know PDP, we don't know Labour Party. But hunger is the same thing. When hunger comes, we unite. And an injury to one is an injury to all. That is what we have displayed today. Okay. To this politician, they should learn lesson from this.
Okay, very well then. Thankfully, with the intervention of NSA, Ribado, the strike was called off. But what other methods would you even advise both the union and the federal government to use instead of strike that will be grounding activities, making the nation lose so much money again?
Thank you. Number one, if the federal government have cut down their earnings to show an example, it's understandable. But they didn't cut down. Even when we cry, when we say, your money, you are the most highest paid politician in the whole world, they didn't talk. Again, they now brought that they want to buy how many billions? Prado, or whether not Prado or whatever, or UVC, SUCV or whatever they call it. You see, are they thinking about the people at all? I think most of them, I don't think they go back to their constituency to see how people are suffering. They remain in Abuja there, stay in the hotel, enjoying life, thinking that is the end of it. But the time they come to their constituency, they will now know that, true, people are suffering. So the extent of it is that when we ask for a meeting, whether employer or government or governor, they're supposed to respond for dialogue. It is when you ask for a meeting and they neglected you, they ignore you, and that provokes us. How can I tell you, say, come, let us discuss this thing, then you don't respond. Then we say, okay, first time, reminder, first time, second reminder, third time, reminder, then after that one, we now tell you, say, if you don't call for a meeting within 14 days, we are going to react. You didn't do anything. Then they now saw that we are mobilizing. Whether it's a company or government or so, we are mobilizing, and they know that yes, this mobilization is coming to truth. Then they will start to say that come for a meeting, come for a meeting. And whatever meeting agreement we reach, they don't implement. Not that we don't get the agreement, not that we don't meet government, but they don't implement. That is why we are saying implementation depends on the people you put there, those ministers you put there. Put round peg into round hole. They don't put round peg into round hole. Some ministers are just there for what they can grab. If you want us to name, we can name. They know them. I'm not going to give any name. But the more reason why we have confidence is that the president and commander-in-chief, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has given them bond to serve, that anyone will not serve well, they go remove am. And we are happy we have a son, Festus Hiamu, as our own man in aviation. I think he listens. He cannot be cajoled. We have approached, we have sent letter to him. You will see that things will change in aviation. But we are talking generally about NLC in the country. I think you see, when you see union telling the employer that, my friend, because a happy man will be more productive. A happy woman will be more productive. But when you look at 30,000 naira for somebody that marries and gets children, and you think that that person, if he sees chance to steal money, he will not go steal. Well, when he saw that you are using Ghana must go, they carry money inside your Prado away. When he saw that you are mopping up dollar away, no. You must show example. If you want to serve us, not to come and steal our money that you're supposed to use to improve the social and economic well-being of the citizens of this country. So it is not only union. What we are doing is, it affects market women. They are shouting, farmers, shoemaker, carpenter, bricklayer. What are you telling me? Those are the peasants.
Okay, there you go then.